My people, with everything that is actually happening in the political zone, there's no way Akpabio won't be impeached from the Senate House. With all the shenanigans and the criminality that has engulfed the whole Senate House, you will see a whole lot of Nigerians are reacting now that Akpabio must go. Everybody is shouting presently that Akpabio must go. Akpabio is very, very clueless about everything that is actually happening in the Senate House, my people. Everywhere scattered the moment Nigerians started blasting Akpabio. You know, some months ago, Mahmoud Yakubu was actually blasted for everything that went down during the 2024 election. Now, Akpabio is being dragged by a whole lot of Nigerians with everything that is actually happening in the country. Everybody is dragging Akpabio. You will see in this video. I will play this video for you. You will see everything that Aisha Yesufu said about Akpabio. He blasted Akpabio and said a whole lot of things about Akpabio. Akpabio is over clueless about being a Senate president. He does not even know anything. He's somebody that is actually very clueless about everything that is going on in the Senate House must be impeached. And you see, the impeachment of Akpabio is inevitable. He must actually be impeached, my people. You will see everything in this video, my people. Make sure you share this video to every social media platform. If you cannot share it, like it, give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend it for us. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Welcome back to Lagos TV show.
The home of crime scene.
It's happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Welcome you to Lagipok TV show, where we bring you political, celebrity, and religious gossip. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, do well to click the red subscription button and don't forget to click the bell icon so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop another trendy video. With the present situation in the Senate House, you will see that Akpabio presently cannot survive every dragging that Nigerians are dragging Akpabio and everything that they are saying about him presently. With all the shenanigans and the criminality that has engulfed the whole Senate House, a whole lot of Nigerians are dragging. Aisha Yesufu did not play with him in this video. She embarrassed and insulted Akpabio a lot in this video. With all the things that they have been doing in the Senate House, you will see mostly whenever the Senate House, whenever all the senators in the Senate House are speaking with one voice, you know that at the end of the day, it has to do with money. It has to do with the looting of funds, about how to embezzle the money of the public funds that the Nigerians are working effortlessly for every day. You will see they are spending our money. This money is Nigerian sweat, but they derive joy in spending the money. You will see what Senator Nenge did in the House. After exposing all their criminality, they still went ahead and suspended him. Now Nigerians are now clamoring for impeachment of Akpabio with every shenanigans that he has been doing. You will see one of the videos, one of his video trended online some days ago, where Akpabio was asking questions about what they were deliberating on in the House. You see, you are moving emotion, and later on you were asking what some of the senators in the House what they were talking about, what they were deliberating about, and you know that Akpabio is very clueless about everything that is actually going on in the House. You will see Dele Farotimi said a lot of things about them and called them animals in this video. He said a lot of things about them. You will see when you see our senators or our politicians fighting in the House, they are obviously not fighting for the people. They are fighting for their pocket. It is obvious that Nigerians should sit up now and fight for their right. This man is not in any position to make Nigeria better, my people. I will play the video for you now to see everything that Aisha Yesufu and Dele Farotimi said about the impeachment of Akpabio in the House. My people, stay close with your screen as I will be playing the video, and after the video we come back, we wrap up, and you see everything, all the criminality that is going on in the House. Everything was exposed. Everything was exposed in this video.
Hello Nigerians. Honestly, let me tell every one of us that we really are part of the problem of this country. We sit down at every time. People who do the right thing are always constantly being punished. Meanwhile, people who are doing the wrong things, they are the ones who stayed here. Some of us even secretly admire them and hope that one day we are going to get into their position and do the same evil things that they are doing. National Assembly inserted padded budget with 2.something trillion naira. 2.something trillion naira. Senator Ningi came out to talk about this thing, to tell us that this is what is going on. Guess what? Senator Ningi is the one that has been suspended from the Senate for how many months? Meanwhile, Godswill Akpabio that should be impeached. Godswill Akpabio that should be sent out of that Senate, that doesn't know what he's doing, that doesn't even know the essence of the office that he's occupying, the requirement that office required. He's the one that is sitting down there doing there. We've seen a lot of budget. How do you insert over 2 trillion naira into the budget amidst the suffering that is going on? People are dying. People are dying from going to go and get rice, going to get food. They have reduced governors to simply the act of, oh, they are sharing food. Government is sharing food and that's it. That's what is needed now for you to do any good work. People have, even yesterday, some people died again when they were doing some Ramadan giveaway, stampede or whatever. People are now dying because of food that they could afford before. Food that they could afford to buy for themselves. They've been pauperized in such a way that now they have to wait for government to either bring food, reduce cost, whatever. I saw the other day somebody was praising Lagos State. Okay, yeah, you're doing so well. For you are now providing some places where people can buy food at a discounted price and whatever. After pauperizing the people and making them destitute that they can no longer feed themselves. Yes, I have always wanted subsidy for food instead of subsidy for fuel. Subsidized food so that food will be cheaper, but not the one that you first of all make people so poor that they can no longer buy food, and then you are now coming to come and start be giving some discount or whatever it is that it's being done. We've seen Impeach Akpabio is sitting down there, overseeing the party with your own money. Then some people will steal this money, they will carry it, they will not be enjoying, they will enslave you and I, and want to enslave our children on top of it too. Meanwhile, we're all busy looking at other places, busy focus on other things, busy doing all sorts of things. How do you part budget in this way? They say they are training some traditional this thing. Let me even look at it, because budget, their organization, we know that they are always interested in our budget and they have gone through line by line over 248 pages of insertion into the national budget. 240 something of projects that at the end of the day will not be done. Some people will go and steal the money from somewhere from behind. We are now training traditional rulers in peace, conflict, peace, kiniko. That's why all these traditional rulers, where their mouth is. They are always under the behind of government. They are always supporting the government. They use traditional rulers, they use political rulers, all of them, because at the end of the day, it is who pays the piper that will dictate the tune. And of course, we know who is paying the piper. Did you hear what I said? 248 pages of inserted project. Your money. Meanwhile, you are going around begging for money. You are going around looking for who will give you. You've not eaten. You are sending sub text messages to people. Sometimes emotionally blackmailing people. There was one that I saw is like, if this person died, don't come and cry that this person has died. You've not got him. Did you ask the person that you are asking whether the person has eaten, or whether the person is healthy, or whether the person has money, or what the person is going through? It is your fellow citizens that you can sit down. You will sit down in one place and come and be having emotional blackmail on them. Meanwhile, see people stealing your money. Impeach Akpabio is staying there, 2.something trillion naira inserted, padded. All those senators are sitting down there. They've collected money. Now they are telling you to buy Nigeria to grow the naira. But when they were buying vehicles, they first of all gave themselves money. How many? It's not 70 million naira each. They gave themselves. They went abroad to go and buy vehicles. They didn't go to Innocent. They didn't go to the other ones that are in Nigeria. They didn't go to any of them. They went abroad. But they can blackmail you and tell you that, you should be buying Nigeria to save the naira. All those senators that are there, all those lawmakers that are there, they are eating. It is time for eating. They are eating. When election will come now, they will come and be giving you two bags of rice. And which one is even bag of rice? They will be giving you spaghetti, one packet of spaghetti or whatever for you to vote for them, and then you'll be saying all sort of things. Now they've collected humongous amount of money. They go back home and give you some few bags of rice. Then you'll be like, the senators are doing this, the senators are doing that, the House of Rep members are doing, they pay so and school fees. School fees that they are part of the cost that made it to be expensive. Impoverished. I don't even know. Sometimes in Nigeria say I just don't get it where you're coming. If this thing, everybody is praying to God that their own go better. Okay, we go see as your own go better when country no better. The easiest way for your own to better now when country better. When country better, most of the expenses where you get now, you're not going to use them again. You have more free money to be able to use for yourself and also to help others that will genuinely need help. 7,447 projects worth 2.23 trillion is what the National Assembly has inserted into the national budget. They are see this one that say training traditional rulers on peace and security in Ikeja federal constituency. Hundreds of millions of naira, over 500 million. I think that was. I thought I even wrote it down. That one was like almost worth over 500 million naira that they had out there. Your own money. Meanwhile, you are here, you are suffering, you are going through so much. See this particular this thing, completion of Badagry Youth Development Center, 500 million. Added, so these are the ones at the end of the day, because it's not really on the official whatever, it's just added there. Some people are going to be turned to billionaires while you are there. Your own money is being used anyhow. Erosion control and provision of drainage in our federal constituency, 500 million naira. In short, this one they were doing provision of services at the Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission, 500 million. Where there was one of Hajj, provision of services at the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. That one is 1 billion naira. What is the government's business with Hajj? What is the government's business with Christian pilgrimage and Muslim pilgrimage? Religion is a personal business. If you want to go on pilgrimage, use your own money. Use your own money to go. If you don't have money, do not go. The traditional worshippers, those ones that do, there's one in Kwara State, Lord, that they've been persecuted, whether they Isele, that's what they call it, or the ones who good traditional. Does government give them money for their own pilgrimage? They do their own pilgrimage. Does it support their own board? Why are we supporting Islamic pilgrimage and Christian pilgrimage? How is that anybody's business? Religion is your private business. I'm a Muslim. If I want to go to Hajj, I use my own money. Even God did not make Hajj compulsory for somebody who cannot afford it. You must have enough money for you to go to Hajj and also leave some to take care of your family before Hajj becomes mandatory on you. So why are we using the state money on these frivolous things that we are doing all over the place? Rehabilitation of Kwaturu to Sabon Seriki Road, Kaduna, ongoing, 700 million. The one of training of traditional rulers on peace and security in Ikeja Federal Constituency, Lagos State. Just Ikeja Federal Constituency, Lagos State. How many traditional rulers are there? How many traditional rulers do they have that they are using 614,245,840 naira to train them? 600 and something million to train them. Meanwhile, we have a lot of Agberos that their lives have been truncated, that they don't have any hope, that are attacking people and doing all of it. They are not looking for a way to rehabilitate them. It's to look for traditional rulers. If only Ikeja constituency is getting over 0.6 billion naira, what about the whole rest of the nation? 240 something pages of your money inserted slowly. In 2012 when that Occupy Nigeria happened, I did not join it because one of the reasons for me was always that subsidy needed to be removed. Why are we subsidizing luxury? Diesel at that time, I was a transporter at that time. I said the subsidy was not removed on diesel. So why were they? I think that was 2011. I can't remember that particular Occupy Nigeria. Why were they subsidizing petrol? And most of the argument, people who were doing that protest, most of their argument was that if they remove the subsidy, the corruption, politicians will just simply steal the money. I was like, no, we should fight that corruption. I'm actually looking back and thinking that they were right in what they were doing, in saying that it shouldn't be removed, because this is what is happening now. That particular home money that has been removed from subsidy, it's not being used by people who are stealing, who are looting. The person that spoke out on the party has been suspended. Meanwhile, the Senate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that should be impeached from that place is still sitting down there and doing.
Saying this because I always knew that the problem is not the political party. The problem has always been the system, and the politicians who go into the system who become conformed to the system. Executing the program of the political party would have achieved anything is a lie. That was never going to happen. Nigeria is not the way it is because parties have failed to write highfalutin policies, but because men have not sought to change anything. They have been more interested in gaining power so that they are the operators of the oppressive system. So whether they are PPP, PUPUPU, PDP, APC, Labour Party, whatever, once they get into the National Assembly, they become, where are the elders? Nigeria, where are the elders? Why would I ask that question? I have found myself observing all manners of abnormalities, anomalies, abominations, things that should not happen becoming normalized within the Nigerian space. I have found things that should not be seen becoming the norm. I have seen people making excuses for what they should decry. Almost like the elder in that Yoruba proverb, seeing a child with a lopsided head, and instead of straightening the child's head, actually working to make it even more skewed than it is. That is what I have observed in our space. So this has led me to begin to ask questions. When the Yorubas said what were they really saying? They had presumed that the elders that would be found in that space were wise elders, altruistic elders. Who is an elder? Somebody who has seen life, who has been matured by life, who have gained experience, who have stopped being existential in their outlook, who are more considerate, who are tempered by age and by experience, where we are and where we are going. So it now begs the question, where are the elders of Nigeria? This question is pertinent because everywhere you look in the space called Nigeria, every aspect of our national life, from education to healthcare to road infrastructure to security to governance, nothing is suggestive of a people who are blessed with elders. Because nothing about this should be considered normal. Everything in our space is maddening. If they are not killing soldiers in Okwama, it is soldiers that is on reprisal attack in Okwama. If they are not killing policemen in Delta, it is policemen that are busy shooting somebody else. If they are not kidnapping children from schools in Kaduna, it is in Jangabe that they are kidnapping children. If we are not hearing a madman like Gumi telling us how terrorism is a business, you are hearing a government succeeding another government from the same party coming out years after the fact and publishing a list of terror financiers. And then you hear somebody say, how can you be calling somebody terrorist when you yourself, you are a forger, a drug pusher? Where are the elders? These are the questions that comes to mind when you see the madness in the Nigerian space. When you hear about 3.7 billion having been spent to pad the budget, and the same government, the same National Assembly could not find 5 billion for the student loans. But you begin to ask these questions because this is not suggestive of a people who are going anywhere good anytime fast. So you begin to ask this question, and this question has been bothering my mind, and I've had an extra week to consider this. So I asked the question, Nigeria, where are the elders? But it's not full of wisdom. An old idiot, an old fool, an unwise elder. Those are the people we call Agbaya. So even in the Yoruba tradition, there was always a recognition of the fact that some people might be old, but be unwise. So what has happened to us as a people? From the land of the Yorubas to the land of the Ndigos, to Ala Igbo, to the land of the Hausas, to the land of the Fulani, the Kanuris, the Ijos, the Biobio. Where are the elders? Why is the country going to the dogs? Why are young men and women fleeing our country? And you do not hear a whimper from those who should know better, who should be tempered with age, who should understand the temporal nature of the life they are living, because they've lived long enough to have buried brothers, to have buried sisters, some have buried wives, some have buried husbands, some have buried their own children. But they are still fixed on living as though they would live forever. Where are the elders to point out when things are going wrong? Those are the functions of the elders. That is what they are meant to do. But we're in a situation where those who are meant to know better are almost always the ones who behave as miscreants. Let's take, for instance, your Senate President. Akpabio cannot be less than 60. I don't know what his real age is. Let's take again your president. Everything is suggestive of the fact that he's at least 70-something years old. But what are they doing? They are the ones who are constantly bringing evil into our space and normalizing it as though that is the way things should be. Look around Nigeria and tell me if anything in our space is suggestive of a place.
You will see from the video a whole lot of abnormality has engulfed the whole Nigerians and the whole politicians in Nigeria, and you will see everything that they are doing. They've already seen all these abnormalities and normal thing. You will see what Aisha Yesufu said here. We Nigerians ourselves, we are also the problem, because why are we doing as if all these things that they are actually doing in the Senate House as a normal thing? We're even supposed to come out and voice out and speak to these people in one voice that all these shenanigans must stop. And you see Akpabio is very clueless about everything that is going on in the house. You will see from the video everything that Aisha Yesufu said. You see the paddling, they actually padded all these things and come out and tell Nigerians that this is actual budget, unknowing to them that Senator Ningi was actually going to expose everything that they did. And after exposing them, the only thing that could come to their mind is to suspend this man from the Senate House, whereas the person that's supposed to be impeached from his seat is Akpabio. You will see a whole lot of Nigerians are suffering. A whole lot of Nigerians are suffering. They've reduced Nigerians to the point that Nigerians are now being given food. The food are being distributed to people. Why? Because they feel that Nigerians can no longer afford to complete 3-scale meal in a day. And you see, even 3-scale meal is now too much for Nigerians. Once you hit twice or even hit once, they are already okay. Why? Because that's what they are being reduced to. They've reduced Nigerians to the point that they now beg for food. They are now expecting food from somewhere. These are the people that are supposed to be working for their money and getting this money to buy food for themselves. But in a situation whereby the money you are getting cannot even feed your family, why are Nigerians not going to be begging for food? Why are Nigerians not going to be expecting somebody to give them food? You see what happened in Nasarawa University, where a stampede actually occurred in the university just because these students were giving food. You see everything that happened in the school. A whole lot of Nigerians are complaining bitterly about what Nigerians have been reduced to presently. A whole nation that cannot feed their own citizens any longer. The economy is going down every day and everybody is complaining, even though some days now Cardoso has been working tirelessly just to make the naira to dollar rate to be very okay for Nigerians. But still, even if this dollar to naira, even if naira should come up and dollar should reduce, we all these sellers, we all the Nigerians that are selling goods, we all these people that are into trade, will they reduce the price of their commodity? Hell no. We know that all these things are not going to be reduced. Hell, this is what they want to reduce Nigerians to. And whenever they fight in the house, you see that these people are fighting. You think they are fighting for the betterment of the country. You think they are fighting for the interests of Nigerians, but they are fighting for their pocket. You see everything that comes to their mind. As at the time that man exposed them, they were supposed to sit down, check what this man has said and deliberate on what he said, and maybe they should check and okay, maybe there was any error or anything like pardon. But immediately that man exposed all their shenanigans, immediately he exposed their criminality. The number one thing that came to their mind is to suspend Senator Ningi. A whole lot of animalistic behavior has engulfed the whole politics in Nigeria. It has engulfed the whole politicians in Nigeria, and you see it is playing out in the Nigeria's economy. Every criminality that they are doing, all the looting that they are actually doing is playing out in the Nigerian economy. My people, make sure you share your opinion at the comment section and let Nigerians know what you are actually feeling about everything that is going on in Nigeria. Let us know what you feel. Let us know. Tell us in the comment section, and don't forget to share this video to every social media platform. If you cannot share, like it, give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend it for us. And if you are coming across this channel for the very first time, do where to click the red subscription button, and don't forget to click the bell icon so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop another trendy video. See you in our next video. Bye for now.